I'm Justin Salvia. Today you're going to be learning about a young group of people who dared to explore youth and the exploration of freedom. You're going to see how two people created a team, and that team grew to be one of the best in Colorado. You're about to hear the story of the Amish Squid Farmers.
How did it all get started, Justin? It's really quite a haze to me at this point. But I think it began with some simple games during lunch, our sophomore years, freshman years in high school. That's about 4 years ago.
Hey, there's this park that we call the Light Park. It was just like this park that had like this playground in it, and then it had like this one light post that came up. It kind of illuminated, but kind of didn't. But it was really fun, and we just like went there all the time at the beginning of our end of our freshman year, beginning of sophomore year, and just played all the time.
It has been well known and well documented in the Ultimate Frisbee community that there is a high school team at Loveland called the Squid Farmers.
Yeah, Jarvis Fosdick, he'd been doing a lot of LSD at the time. I think we all had, really, at the time. And I think for some reason he had this obsession with the Amish, and we were eating a lot of squid too because we thought that it was an aphrodisiac, and the Farmers was just added in there.
We almost got arrested because we played naked in a park, and we weren't even on LSD. That was a really good time.
Basically, it's a non-touch, completely non-violent sport.
We didn't really know the rules then, and we made it a contact sport at the time, which might have been a bad idea, because none of us were very tough.
The spirit of the game is not to win or to lose, but to play. It's not about trophies or pizzazz.
Which is really a load of shit, because actually, for me, Frisbee is, are there women watching? If they are, can I run faster than the guy behind me, catch it, drink a beer, and then have sex with her?
And I was like, the whole connotation was like, we're not gonna get mad at each other. We're not gonna get mad if we mess up. It's just all said, when it's all said and done, we just had a good time playing.
If one person can say, "I'm sorry, I hit you. You know, I didn't mean to do it," you know, in the course of a game, it makes that person a better player athletically. It makes them a better person off the field too.
Before, I used to be like this neo-Nazi, right? And I was like walking around and I was always angry at people. And I was so close-minded and I was like, man, everybody different than me, psh, I don't like it. Then I started playing Frisbee and it's like it opened up my mind. I don't hate people now for no reason.
It's an ideal. You have to strive for an ideal. That's what makes it good. Most people fail to recognize that it's an ideal you're chasing after. So you're really searching for friendship or trying to get laid or something.
Well, competitions, that's another matter. The important part is that we had fun and we played our hearts out.
The tournament success among high school players, among high school teams is, unless of course you're playing other high school teams, it's not, it's pretty low. It's not great. In fact, it's an over.
Me and Derek, we sold pancakes on the front of the school every morning. Really stoned, listening to Bob Marley. It was great. And then after we saved up all that money, we went to nationals. We got there. We played some Frisbee.
We beat a few teams, which was nice. We finished 9th out of, I don't know, 20, maybe. I don't know. Which isn't too hot, but still pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the fun part, though, was when me, Jarvis, and Derek snuck off to New York a few times.
We hopped on a train and went to New York City. Then we got more pot.
New York's a really neat place, really open for Frisbee. We went to the Village and started a little pickup game.
Then we ran into a guy with LSD. Then we tripped our nuts off, got back on the train, kind of, made it back to the apartment, woke up the next day, and played barefoot.
Really, game day was one of my favorite memories. We'd get to the field and people would be dressed up. They'd have funny costumes on and we'd yell and scream and have a really good time.
We went to this Frisbee party for the Swollen Toe, and all the other teams got naked for the gazebo. I ordered a Frisbee called the Clockwork Orange Disc from Princeton, and we started playing in middle school. And I loved that Frisbee.
He made quite an incredible catch, if I don't say so myself. I must have died at least 50 yards to catch the Frisbee. No one thought it would be caught. It was.
We got to high school, and the first practice, there were like 25 people here. It was the best time I ever had in Frisbee.
And then one Mr. Rhino, as he's known on the field, he tried to hand me a beer. Of course, I was only 18 at the time, and I couldn't drink alcoholic beverages.
Both teams cheer each other, whether it was like a total knockout or a total like kick-ass game where you were like scoring every other point. It was like head-to-head the whole way. And at the end, you like give salute to each other by cheering each other, and I thought that was great.
Pretty much every day creates new memories, and it's just, in my day, I always look forward, like every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I look forward to the end of the day because I get to go out there and run and have fun with my friends. It's just a great way to be. It's such a perfect way of living.
And so now you see the story of the Amish Squid Farmers and how it all got started. But as I was doing this story, I realized something. I realized the meaning of Frisbee and perhaps even life. Well, I could say a lot of things about it, put it into a bunch of fancy words, but really the best way to describe it is fun. When it all comes down to it, it's just all about fun. And that's what the Squid Farmers are. They're a fun group of people. And I'm very glad to be a part of them. Here's some parting looks about the Amish Squid Farmers.
I'd like to tell you a story, son.
Alright.
I made this one up. There I was, playing Frisbee one day. And I was looking at this Frisbee right in the middle of the eyes. And it was big, bigger than me. And it would spin around, and it would spin around, and so I looked at it from this eye over here, because this eye would blink sometimes, and
the dark savior will rise from a bloody pool of fire.
And I'm moving back to get away, and it's still coming at me. So I ducked, and it flew over my head. I was looking over here, and I was watching it go out over my head.
My name is Jacob Bird, and oh no, TV's on.
So I stuck my head into the hole, and there before me was a giant Rice Krispie, and it talked. And I had this conversation with Rice Krispie, and this is what the Rice Krispie told me. He said, "Now, sir, if you're going to be moving around on top of my head, then I want you to wear sandals." So I built a concrete path.
I love chicken.
Then the Rice Krispie said to me, "If you're going to be rocking around in sandals, I want you to put on some pants." So I made some pants. He said to me, "If you're going to be wearing pants, I want you to show them to someone." So I walked over to the zoo and I met this elephant. And the Rice Krispie did not like me meeting an elephant at all. And so after that, I just rode around on the elephant without pants or sandals, and then I didn't fall for any of that, 'cause, you know, bullshit.
The better, I said to myself, and drawing quite close to the top of the shelf, I struggled with destiny up on the ledge, and gasped when defeated he slipped off the edge. And silence contagious in moments like these consume me and strengthen my will to appease the passion that sparked me one terrible night and shocked and persuaded my soul to